So, I'm only going to do one more time, that's it. I would have liked to be at this point with another couple of days.
It'll be fine. You'll be fine.
What am I doing? Am I doing this? Am I facing this?
Yeah, you're facing right over here.
The competition, the beer?
Hold on, let me see if this is good. Now the goal here, Dad, is to just stay in that spot because I know how you like to walk.
Mr. Toastmaster, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to give you my view of success. How do we measure success? How do I measure success? I was born and raised in Brownsville, Brooklyn, the hub of New York criminality, home of Murder Incorporated, home of the Amboy Duke gangs, home of the Gray gangs. Leaving a movie theater is a major encounter. Being confronted with marauding groups wielding knives and razor blades and demanding your money and your valuables. Not giving it too much thought. Running becomes a major activity. My mother and father emigrated to the United States when they were in their early 20s. My father worked as a kosher butcher, and my mother worked as a seamstress. With my father's 11 brothers and sisters, and my grandfather having them over every Sunday, at least once a week on Sundays, gave me an opportunity to establish lasting relationships with my family. And early in my life, this became a measure of success. My high school was very close to where my father's newly acquired butcher store was, and when I had spare time, I had an opportunity to help out at the store. I was always given major responsibilities at the store: sweeping the floors, saw cutting the steer bones for people to use in their soup, grinding meat for chopped meat, plucking the feathers from chickens, gathering the fat from all the cuttings of the day, and packaging it up and shipping it off to the soap factory. And one additional thing that gave me an opportunity to make some money is delivering orders that were placed to my father's store, and I was able to use my bike and a basket. They used to put the order in the basket and deliver the orders, which were pretty close to where the store was. Anything further away, my father would deliver with his car. Reached an impasse here. While still living at home, I went to school during the day.
Do you know where you are in your cards?
Yeah.
That's the key of trying to always find like a place in your cards that you know if you lose your spot that you can go to in a sequential order.
Well,
but just find your spot and just keep going. But that's the purpose of the cards. very good so far. I really like it. You really honed in on it.
While I was living at home, I went to school during the day. I went to a community college where, when I finished at the end of 2 years, I wound up with an associate degree. Entering the job market, finding out that an associate degree didn't take me very far, I decided to continue on for my mechanical engineering degree. At that point in time, having a family and responsibility, the only way I can continue my education was at night. So while I was going to school, I held down a full-time job. My first job was working for a company that built power plants. The name of the company was Abasco Services. We built nuclear power plants and fossil power plants, which fossil is coal and oil, throughout the United States. One of our favorite clients, and I say favorite because they just gave us the work without competitively bidding for it, was Houston Power and Light. It was an opportunity to work in a real company, and after on and around 2 years, I was asked to help out in the cost engineering section of the company, and somebody had left, somebody had retired, and I did help out, and I decided here's where I'd like to be, because I found it fascinating to be able to put all these costs together and come up with the ability to identify what something did cost on a total basis. I stayed there for another 3 years, but the cost engineering became primary to the work I did after that and even presently do. So after working for the company that built the power plants, they weren't exactly very generous salary-wise, so I moved on to a company, Scientific Design, a company that built chemical plants. I tripled my salary. Sounds very impressive, but I was making very little at the time. This company was a combination of process engineering, where they had their own proprietary processes, and also construction. Their ability to make money was twofold. One was getting royalties from the process, and another was actually doing the construction. So even if we didn't do the construction, we made money when that plant was built, collected royalties. I had an opportunity to travel to many different countries. We built plants in China, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Venezuela, and it was truly an inspiring type of job. And I consider every day an opportunity to learn something, and I certainly did throughout the 5 years I worked at Scientific Design. Towards the tail end of the 5 years, they built a white elephant, okay, and caused the company to be sold off to a group that supplied all the natural gas to the East Coast, Texas Eastern. I had just about completed my undergraduate work, and I was getting my degree, my Bachelor of Science, Mechanical Engineering, and I decided to move on, but that wasn't a difficult task to come up with, because my company was non-existent, became non-existent. At that point, I joined a company. I joined the Metropolitan Transit, MTA. I went into their cost engineering group, and I find it just as fascinating working with a whole different environment. I went from initially power plant design, chemical plant design, and now it's transportation industry. There was a particular characteristic that I learned in my father's butcher shop, which I brought with me to the MTA. It was plucking chickens. Well, not exactly plucking chickens, but picking the brains of various engineering groups. I sat down with electrical engineering groups, mechanical engineering groups, civil engineering groups, and they gave me ideas of what they had in mind as far as building this facility. I put together mathematical models because the reference to the type of work is it's called conceptual engineering. Before any design work is committed to paper, it gives an opportunity without spending money to have an idea of what these things cost. And I thoroughly enjoy the work I do. While I was there, I was part of a union. About a year ago, I was elected. I ran for a particular position, pension chair. The reason I ran for pension chair, I knew it would give me an opportunity to work with people. I certainly do enjoy working with people, and I found it very gratifying being able to help people in making a decision as to how they're going to handle their retirement. It's not just money, but it's things associated with the activities when they do retire, making sure that they're occupied and they're not sitting home with their sitting on the sofa with their feet up on a chair, just not doing anything. So it's a very, very gratifying experience being able to help people and getting that thank you from them. In my hopes and my dreams, money was never considered as far as a measure of success. I enjoy life, family, and friends. I measure success in happiness, family, friends, and humor. Mr. Toastmaster? That's the end.
Yay! That's good. It's good. I liked it. I liked it.
Yeah.
You know,
12 minutes.
well, yeah, you know what? All I can say is that I thought it was great. The content was great. What I would do is I would number each one of those points. Put a big number
No.
by each one so that you know sequentially where you're at.
Well, I don't have it all written down. I have nothing on the sheet.
Yeah, but
I said I was born.
whatever notes that you have, just
I have A, B, C. I just numbered the.
Well, then I think you should make them like more bold, or so you don't have to look as hard. And and another thing too, when in doubt, continue to move forward. Just keep moving forward.
Mm.
I thought it was good. That was really good.
It's too much time.
Oh.
What occupied all the time?
I'm gonna shut it off. It's a good job, then.